Yo, and welcome to the show all about promoting the sport of lawn bowls. I'm Zach Woning, and this is Casual Bowls. Yo, and welcome to Casual Bowls. I hope you enjoyed the Snelly Father's Day episode. I really enjoyed chatting with the great man. I had a few comments that it went a bit too long, but it was a bit of a special, so watch it in parts. He's got a lot of good stuff to say. It's really interesting hearing his story, so I hope you've enjoyed that. Let me know if you want to see more stuff similar to that. Otherwise, we're going to get stuck back into our Premier League previews. This is number 5 with Dane McKinnon from Altona. So this one's a little bit longer compared to the other ones. It's not really long, but we're going to avoid the sponsor talk for this episode. I will quickly mention, though, this will be released on Wednesday, the 8th of September. Bowls Vic released today, the 7th of September, the finalised draw and conditions for Metro Pennant. Nothing has changed since my draft episode, so go back and watch that. The only thing that's been clarified is times of pre-pennant practice. Half an hour before the game starts is when you must finish your practice, and you're allocated an hour on 2 rinks that you will be playing on. So, yeah. Go check that out. That's all on their Facebook. I saw it. I imagine it would be up on the Bowls Vic website now. So go and check that out. Otherwise, let's get to Altona and D-Mac. D-Mac, how you going, brother?
Good, thanks, Zach. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Just surviving lockdown. Best way I can. Just on the beers.
That's all right.
What are you up to?
Well, like everyone else, just trying to stay sane, I suppose, and just trying to fill in my time as best as I can. Plenty of exercise and plenty of games of footy getting watched on the weekend. That's for sure. But it's been all right. This lockdown's probably been better than the previous ones. It seemed to go quicker. So that's a plus.
I think we're all learning how to handle it a bit better. So. I mean, they are tough for some though, so I won't dumb it down too much. People are struggling with it, so we might leave that topic alone for now. Let's get on the bowls. This is a Premier League preview after all. So last season, runners up, bit stiff.
Yeah, yes, mate. Yeah, it was. It was a bit of pill to swallow, I suppose, losing a grand final in such a close game. We had our chances too, but Melbourne were just a little bit better on the day, and they deserved to walk away with the chocolates.
Yeah.
But yeah, bitterly disappointing all the same.
Yeah, I mean, you did awesome to get there. I mean, the couple of years I was at Lilydale, you were sort of up and down. I mean, we got a hold of you a couple of times when we probably shouldn't have. You weren't the same old Altona, but you've obviously picked it back up again, and last season proved that. So I mean, congratulations for getting as far as you did, and yeah, obviously Melbourne very strong and got the chocolates on the day. Well, I was actually speaking to Lola 2 episodes ago now, it'll be, I think. Trying to work out which one's which, but we spoke about Altona and Melbourne's rivalry. And I mean, you've been at Altona for forever now, haven't you? How many years are you going back to now?
This is coming up my 10th season this year, so it's felt like it's flown, to be honest. I can't believe it's 10 years already, but 10 years at the club, and love the place, and it's been some of the best times of my life, I suppose. So yeah.
No, you got a good club down there, but that Melbourne Altona rivalry, I mean, you've definitely played a massive part in that over the years. Leading to the grand final last year. I imagine you'll have some close games again this season, but maybe tell us a bit about how tough Melbourne are to play, because obviously winning the flag, and I mean, playing over there away, very, very tough. But give us a little bit of insight into that rivalry.
Yeah, well, the rivalries between Melbourne and Altona has been going since day dot of Premier League. I think don't quote me, but I think Melbourne and Altona are the only two Premier League clubs to have been in since Premier League came in back in the mid-90s.
Yeah.
So there's been a lot of games over the years between Melbourne and Altona, and a lot of grand finals as well, and big finals. So it's been a healthy rivalry since day dot. And coming across to the club 10 years ago, you feel that rivalry. And Melbourne's, as you said, Melbourne's always a tough place to go play, and always know what you're going to get when you come up against them. They're a quality team, quality club, and we go into those games expecting tough, close games. And I suppose last year was a pretty good example of that. We played them 4 times. We got them the first time in a close one at their place, and then they got us back later in the year in belting down rain at Altona, which was memorable in its own right. They got us back in a close one there, and then we played them twice during the finals and in the grand final. And I've been able to play in 3 grand finals since my time at Altona. We've played Melbourne in 2 of them. So one each way. So it's definitely a great rivalry, and something that's good to be a part of and be involved in those games. I suppose I'm lucky, and we're lucky to be involved in such an old, healthy rivalry.
Yeah, no, there's definitely a good respect there between the two clubs as well. You don't often get that in bowls. Normally you get that sort of rivalry and there's a bit of argy-bargy back and forth, but no, you seem to have a real good respect for each other too. So that's always a positive, yeah.
Definitely.
So, all right, last season being so close, you done anything to try and get over the line this season? Have you recruited?
So I suppose this off-season's been a bit of a different off-season for us, not only with COVID, obviously, but we're going through a bit of change at the moment. We've got a few guys that are decided that last year, at the end of last year, they were going to have some time away from bowls. So, we've Brett Foley, our ex-captain coach. He's him and his family have moved back to Shepparton.
Yeah.
So, he finished at the end of last season, and Brad Peck as well, who skipped at Altona for many years. Pecky, probably 12 or 13 years he's been at the club. He's got another little one on the way anytime soon, the next couple of weeks. So he's taken this year off for family reasons and to be around a bit more with the birth of his second child. And then we've got a couple others. Liam Garlick-Adams, he's having a year off. Dion Warnicky, similar family reasons, having a year off. And Ray Coulter, he's similar to Pecky. He's got a little one on the way this month. So good luck to him and Jess, and to Pecky and Claire. So we've got 5 there that are sort of haven't left us, but they're having years off. So it's something that we haven't sort of experienced in the time I've been there. Quite a big change. But, on the flip side of that is that gives opportunities for other people to, come through and push their case to be in the team come round 1. We also lost Jason Sutcliffe and Rick Orchard. They've gone back to Port Melbourne. So those guys for their time at the club, and wish them well. So that's sort of, I suppose, what's outs, I suppose, if you want to call it, for this season.
Massively out across the board. That's a big chunk of your team there.
Yeah, well, it's it's, as I said, it'll give some other people opportunities, and we've been able to recruit a couple as well. So we've got Glenn Maxwell who's come across from Altona Sports. He's come across as our bowls coordinator as well. We look forward to having Maxie around the place. And we've got Jaden Womble, also from Altona Sports, who's an up-and-coming, exciting young player. We look forward to him putting on the colours. And we've also got Shuggy O'Reilly from Altona Sports as well. So we've got those three boys. We look forward to those guys coming on board, and we think they can bring a lot to the team and the club. Good clubmen as well. So yeah, we're quite excited by those additions.
No, that's awesome. I mean, at least you're getting a few in to fill some gaps. But I mean, as you said, you're going to try and mostly fill from inside, internally. Just look for improvement within some of the lower sides and build up.
Yeah, well, that's the plan, is to try and develop what we've got, as well as obviously the guys that have come in. And this year is a first for our club. We've actually got a couple of marquees coming in.
Okay.
So yeah, we've got Barry Lester and Nick Cahill.
Lester's playing, is he?
Yeah, so Barry will be coming down from Burleigh Heads to play for us. So we thank Burleigh Heads for them letting Barry come down and play with us, and Nick Cahill from Tweed Heads Bowls Club.
Yep. Hell of a good guy too.
Yeah, great fella. Nick, he's playing well too. Just come off a semi-final in the Australian Open Pairs with a good mate of mine, John Green.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's doing quite well, and as you said, he's a great fella. He's got a world at his feet too in the emerging Jackaroo squad at the moment, and just recently got picked in the Queensland state side. So I know everyone's looking forward to meeting Nick, and most of the guys know Barry, obviously being around the originally.
Hard not to know Barry, isn't it?
Yeah. So we look forward for Barry coming on board, and his experience and knowledge, with his obviously state experience and Australian experience, and I know everyone's looking forward to learning off him, and getting to spend a bit of time with Barry and Nick, and it's exciting times, I suppose.
Well, I mean, fingers crossed, COVID-wise, that they're allowed to travel and make their way down here. So I don't know if you saw the last episode or in tune with what's happening with the proposed changes to the rules, but the 8 games are now needed for qualification for finals. So, I mean, COVID pending. Just having this chat with Ali before about it, same deal, whether they can get 8 games out of the likes of Snapper and a couple other people is going to be tough. And I mean, imagine you've been in the same boat. So your sort of rough idea of what you'd want to get out of this season, your pass mark for this season would be pretty dependent on COVID, wouldn't it? I mean, without those 2 guys, obviously your pass mark might drop down a little bit more, but if you've got them for a full season, I mean, you're right up there amongst the best of them, aren't you? So, yeah,
well, I suppose we're not going to set any limits for ourselves. We'd like to put in the work, I suppose, and see how far we can go. It's going to be a squad mentality this year, with obviously Nick and Barry, and there's going to be some games that those guys can't play with their Queensland Premier League commitments as well. So it's going to be a whole squad thing. Obviously, you're chucking COVID as well. You don't know what's going to happen there, so you can't control that. So we'll just we've got a squad together, and as I said before, there's opportunities for people in the second side and through the club to have a really good pre-season. Hopefully we get a bit of a pre-season.
Hopefully, yeah.
So those practice games and pre-season nines games that are coming up are pretty important for what we're looking to achieve this year. Hopefully, people can take their best foot forward and try and take an opportunity. And if they don't get an opportunity straight away, there will be opportunities during the year. And as I said earlier, like if we're not going to set ourselves any limits, I'm a big believer in what you put in is what you get out. So if we can put in what we need to put in and do the hard yards, then anything's possible. So we'll see how it go.
So I'll just jump in on the 9s that you just mentioned. I'm not sure when this episode's going to air, but after speaking to Jimmy Whitehead yesterday, all plans are in place to run the pennant season the way it's meant to be run on schedule. There are some rumours flying around that it might be postponed till after Christmas. The 9s is the only thing in jeopardy. Obviously, with restrictions not being over currently, I think start of September. Knowing Dan Andrews may be continued on a little bit longer. The 9s might be in jeopardy, but otherwise everything's, hopefully there's something more concrete by the time this airs. But if not, that's the current state of affairs. So for everyone out there watching, just keep an eye on your nines. Yeah.
That'll be disappointing if that doesn't go ahead. Yeah.
I know. Yeah, he's done a lot of work setting it up, and it's a good opportunity for practice because not every team can sort of send 3 or 4 sides to go have a proper practice game. So the nines is a good alternative to that.
Definitely.
Righto. Well, we've talked some of the serious stuff. Let's get into some of the more fun stuff. If not you guys, who's going to win the title?
Well, it's a tough question. If you asked me this question a couple of months ago, I probably would have said Deer Park.
Yep.
I still think they're going to be right up there. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I think Melbourne, after the season they had last year, winning the flag, that's everyone's chasing Melbourne at the moment.
Yep.
Everyone's trying to knock them off, and I think, as far as I know, they haven't lost too many, and they've recruited a few. So I think they're going to be hard to beat. Yeah, so they're going to be tough to beat again, and I'd say Deer Park will be right up there as well. MCC will be, I think they'll be a good, solid chance as well with what they've done in their off season. So there's going to be a few sides fighting it out. But if I had to, what's that?
I said there will be. Yeah.
So I'll probably, if you ask me to pick one, I'd probably say just Melbourne.
Yeah.
Just Melbourne.
Okay.
Over Deer Park.
There'll be a tally going up here somewhere of all the votes so far. I think Melbourne have copped a few of the votes. So, speaking of copping a few of the votes, we've been asking everyone if you could recruit 3 players from opposition Premier League clubs, only Premier League, over to your club, who would they be? And mate, you've copped 2 of the votes so far. You and Dogger, actually, both of you have got 2 votes, currently leading the standings, which again we'll probably chuck up here somewhere. So, but for you, if you could get 3 over, who would they be?
Well, firstly, that's very humbling to hear that. It's very nice. Well, 3. Well, one bloke that I've sort of always looked up to even when I was a young fella, back in the days when I was at Werribee, where I grew up, and watched a lot of Premier League games, and then eventually played Premier League at Werribee. Russell Green was always someone that I looked up to and admired the way he went about it. He's a great fella and ultimate competitor and a great player. So Russell would be definitely one.
Well, you've just tied him up with you and Dogger because he already had a vote, so that puts him up there as well. No, he's a great bloke, Ross. So
yeah, he is. I'm not surprised he's up there on that tally.
No, I'd be surprised if he doesn't get another one. So
yeah, that's it. Another one, probably good mate of mine as well, Dylan Fisher, who obviously Dylan's probably not going to be playing as many games this year as he has in the past, but I've been good mates with Dylan and watched him grow up and play a lot of bowls over the years. And Dylan's definitely someone that we'd love to have on our team. He got all the shots in the book. Two
for snap. Yep, send him up there as well.
Yep. And the other one would be another great mate of mine, ex-housemate. Actually, Dylan was an ex-housemate as well at one point. But, ex-housemate of mine and great player and once again another competitor and a fierce rival at the moment, Bryce Young.
Yeah, right.
Bryce. He's an ex-teammate of mine as well. He played 4 years at Altona and we played together at Werribee for 2 or 3 years as well. And Bryce, what he brings to the table with he's a natural leader. He's a natural leader of men, and he's a great player as well and a great mate. So those would be my 3.
Yeah, no, 3. Yeah, I mean, you can't really go wrong. 3 great players, 3 great blokes. But I mean, you can pick him out of a hat in Premier, and you're gonna get the same results, I reckon. So, But no, I like the idea. We're going to have that tally going. So I'm curious to see after we go through all 10, who's sitting on top of that. I dare say you might be close, mate. You're already up there, and obviously you're not going to vote for yourself. But
well, as I said, mate, it's very humbling.
Yeah. No, that's all right. Yeah, you'll get to see who actually voted for you once the episodes come out. So, all right, we'll leave you with one final one, mate. I won't keep you too long. Biggest pain in the arse team. Let's go. It doesn't have to be disrespectful. I mean, there's obviously some characters up there, but it doesn't have to be pain in the arse because they're bad people. It can just be it's a tough green to play at. It's a tough club to play against. However you want to look at it, but we'll keep a tally of that as well. Biggest pain in the arse teams. I think everyone's sort of cop one vote at the moment, so you can't really go wrong.
Well, yeah, it's a tough question, a controversial question, but probably. Well, Melbourne's probably one of my favourite teams to play against, and I love playing those games. But I'd probably say, because they beat us in the grand final last year, that wasn't much fun. So I'd probably say Melbourne. But yeah, as I said, they're my favourite team to play against too, and I love playing in those games. But if I had to pick one, I'd probably, just because they beat us in the grand final, I'd say Melbourne. But I did. The last two times I've been to Bundoora haven't been too fun. So they've beaten us a couple of times over there, and my rink personally has had a couple of whackings over there. So yeah, I'd say for that reason, yeah, that's probably up there. But once again, we've had a great rivalry with those guys over the years. We've had plenty of good games. Played them in a grand final 5 or 6 years ago, and another great rivalry. And
I expected Bundy getting a few votes, and you're not the first one to say Bundy. I definitely expected it. I'll be chatting with Dean O'Neill later, so he'll be able to pick someone himself. So no, all good. I don't know. Have you got anything else going on at the club that you want to talk about? You got any comps coming up? I mean, obviously everything's COVID pending, but we'll press on as if it's all going ahead as normal. Do you have any comps, any events you want to talk about?
Well, with COVID at the moment, as you know, it's fairly hard to have things organised too far in advance. So probably from a club point of view, we've got our not a bowls related event, but we've got our mid-season reverse draw on grand final eve, public holiday. So that was meant to be on Queen's birthday, but COVID affected that. So we've got that on at the club grand final eve on the 24th, and that's always a great day. So that's probably the next event for the club. And then I suppose our having a look through our fixture for this season, Premier League wise, we've got plenty of games outside of the traditional 1 o'clock time slot. So we've got some games that if people are in the area and they want to pop by and have a look and have a drink and a feed and watch some good bowls. And round one, we're at home against MCC 4 p.m. on the October the 16th. As I said earlier, MCC is shaping up pretty well. So that's we expect that to be a highly contested game and should be a great game. So we're looking forward to that. And one game that probably stands out to me, looking at our fixtures on November the 27th, Saturday night game, which is good. I don't think too many sides have played too many Saturday night games over the years. So
is that allowed now? Is it? I didn't know if that was allowed previously. Was it? Yeah.
So we've got a Saturday night game starting at 5 p.m. on that particular day against Deer Park at home. And yeah, we look forward to that. As we know, Deer Park's shaping up well, and that's a game. It's another rivalry. It just seems like every team's a rivalry, but it's a local, one of our local derbies or derbies, or what do you want to call it, against Deer Park. And we've also got some entertainment on that night after the game. So if people want to come down and watch some good bowls and have a meal, a few beers, and enjoy some live music afterwards. We've got Kane Cahill performing that night at the club, so we look forward to that. That's a game that definitely stands out, and I'm sure that'll be fun, and hopefully it's a great night for the club and for the competition. And that's
hopefully that's one of the game balls Victory and live streams. I think they're going to do a few this season. So
I'm not. I'm not too sure whether that one's live streamed or not. But if it is, that's great. If it isn't, still come down and have a look if you're looking for something to do on a Saturday night.
Well, I'll get you to send me those details off here, mate, and we'll build them up as it gets closer to the date. We'll advertise it a bit because that'd be a great event, getting around there and watching some bowls on a Saturday night. Altona Deer Park with some entertainment, and I'm sure there'll be some food on, and the beers definitely flow at Altona. I've been down here a few times and had a few, so no, it should be good fun down there. So I think we've taken up enough of your time, mate. We'll let you go there, and cheers for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Zach, and I really love what you're doing with the new venture, and wish you all the best with it. And thanks again for having me.
Cheers, mate. Good luck for the season. Wish you all the best. I'll have me tip up after, so you can have a look what I've tipped you as, and check back later to see how I went with it. So
no worries, mate.
All good, mate. Cheers, D-Mac. See you, bud.
Thanks, Zach. Cheers, mate.
Thank you, D-Mac, for joining us, mate. Very good of you to give up some time. As he mentioned in there's a couple really good marquee players, but unfortunately, due to COVID, I can't imagine they're going to be getting too many games in. Hopefully, after Christmas, everything's sort of back to normal, I guess. But unfortunately, sorry, man, but I'm going to have you at night on my ladder. You've just been gutted. It's a massive outs, and I know, like, family related, there's been no falling outs or anything like that. Hopefully one day they're back at the club. Some great players missing there, and the ones you got coming in, well, as we said, they may not be able to get down here. So best of luck to you. I don't wish relegation upon anyone, but I've got you as a night, unfortunately. I hope you all enjoyed that. Next up will be Dean O'Neill from Bundoora. Either that or Unch from Croydon. I'm going to wait and see which one goes for longer. I want to keep mixing up the lengths of the episodes, seeing what sticks, seeing what people enjoy. So keep leaving some feedback. Feel free to message me whenever you want. If you want, I'm running out of room on the desk here and on the wall. I'm going to have to start changing things up. But if you've got any plugs you want me to put out there, let me know. And look forward to the next episode. Should be out in a couple of days. We're going to try and push some of these through a little bit quicker. And hopefully the season starting October 16th, I believe. Hopefully that all goes ahead. As of now, it is still planned to go ahead. We'll try and get all these out in the next week or two. And then with any luck, restrictions ease and we can get back into practicing. So good on you guys. Cheers.